In the same way that you have your Uber app and you can get an Uber in Columbus, Ohio, or New York City, or Austin, Texas, or San Francisco, you know that you can book a ride in any of those cities. We want volunteering to be that exact same way. So, hey, I am in LA for a business trip and I have a free afternoon. I don't know what to do. I'm going to pull out points and I am going to go sign up to help at the local food pantry. And I can get connected to the community that I'm visiting. We actually had someone give me this idea a couple months ago. They were like, oh, you know how travel agents put together packages? If I am going on a 10-day vacation to, Disney World, if I want to spend 9 days in Disney World, and then I want to spend 1 day of my vacation with my children and with my family, connecting with the, local nonprofits. I want to pack some food for the people in Florida. Great. Perfect. Would love to have that happen. To have volunteering more built into people's everyday lives and everyday plans, and making it really easy for volunteering to be built into the everyday life and everyday plans.
You just made me think of something that we didn't talk about when we first spoke, but I'm sure you have some commentary on it. I was very fortunate. My dad was the old time physician who gave you his home phone number. You could call him in the middle of the night, delivered your baby, took out your appendix. So I had this incredible vision of what it looked like to be in service of others that I grew up looking at. And we did make raising 3 kids. Every vacation had some kind of a service related.
I love that.
That was part of all over the world. We drug our kids. Oh my gosh, my poor kids. And never to fun places. They would ask us constantly, is this going to be an eating trip or a not eating trip? Are we going to have to go hungry because we're really in some forsaken place? But anyway, there was always a service angle to these family vacations. And, they've grown up to be, they're all 20-somethings, but they have just made giving back part of their life without any encouragement or anything. And I love this angle that you're talking about there, where if we make it part of our everyday life, then we're raising a whole generation that just thinks that's what you do.
And you know what? I mean, you and your husband clearly worked hard to make that happen. You put that at the center of your children's lives, and which is amazing. But I'm sure that took a good amount of
hard work
and planning.
It was a tremendous amount of work. Yes.
Yeah. So if we had a tool that would make it easy to raise your family and make volunteering part of your family values, then it could, all of the parents who have that desire but don't have the time, or the expertise to do research on where to do good, then it would be a whole lot easier for their families to volunteer together.
That is just something. And when you think about what that means, it's kind of like the car seat thing. The parents that are just militantly that you are never riding in the car without your car seat on. Their 17-year-old grows up to never drive without the seatbelt on. Right? Like it's just part of what you do. Or I've been a dentist my whole life. If you see your parents flossing all the time, or you go to the dentist when you're a little guy every 6 months like clockwork, when your teenager gets to be 17 or 18, 19 on their own, they will just think it's what you do in life to go to the dentist so your investment is protected, right? It's just that same thing. Like how many parts, how much goodness can we build into our everyday lives that becomes a habit for the next generation that they wouldn't think of not doing?
A lot.
It's so great. It's so great. I can't tell you, this interview, I've already had so many moments of goosebumps. Okay. So talk to us a little bit about, people may have volunteering part of their life right now, or they may have had lots of really good intentions, but for the reasons exactly that you're pointing out, they never could get started. Like, talk to us about why people should volunteer, what it means for their lives and how they go about their daily lives, or what does it mean live a good life? And is that a part of it?
Absolutely. The question, what does it mean to live a good life? That is a big answer. So I'll just chip away at one part of it and talk about volunteering. And just as a kind of small caveat here, I think There is a lot of living a life of service that involves like the mutual aid aspect, like, oh, your neighbor lost their job and you're going to buy them groceries. And I think that is a massive piece of service. My job and our jobs at Point specifically focus on the agency level. So the nonprofits who are, have the business structure in place to get lots of food and things like that. So that is my little piece of this conversation. So why should people volunteer? There are a million reasons. First of all, it makes you feel good when you accomplish a task and you know that you are accomplishing a task for other people. That elevates your heart rate, raises your dopamine levels, and just ultimately it makes you feel good. There are hundreds of studies that prove that people who volunteer feel more satisfaction with their life than people who don't volunteer. And there are a lot of reasons for that. First of all, it feels good helping other people, and it feels like your life has a bigger purpose. But there are also a lot of quote unquote selfish reasons to volunteer. For example, networking. If you just moved to a new city and you want to make some friends, or you want to get to know the city and the community and the culture, volunteering is an excellent way to do that. It's a great way to understand your city. Each city and each community has different needs, and volunteering puts you at the forefront of your city's needs. It connects you with the people in your city, helping your city's specific needs, which is very cool and kind of has that hyper-local aspect to it.